Okay, we're ready to roll now.
Yep, we're all good.
Okay. Well, I'm Ron Clark. I did the first test broadcast. I did the first shift on that first test broadcast late in 74 in that rambly caravan. In a nice way, I'm proud of it.
You call me out upon the ward.
My name is Merv Duncan. I was one of the few people who thought of getting a Christian radio station in Brisbane. The year was 1974.
And I will call upon you.
I'm John Cartmill, Technical Coordinator of Family Radio, up until the time of the full-time licence. I felt that some strange sort of way God called me to this, and hope I've been able to make a small contribution.
I did the first show in absolute terror.
Somehow or other we got committed before I realised just what would be involved.
Being very honest, if I had to look back and if I knew the track we had to tread, I wonder whether I would have done it. We were novices. We were just one step at a time. But what God does, He gives you little portions of encouragement which enables you to keep going.
It was the 70s and Australian media was changing. SBS was launched. Double J had been granted its first radio licence.
It's 7:45. Double J Rock, Sydney.
And the adults at the ABC had just given the green light for the kids to broadcast their own radical music show called Countdown. The youth of the 70s now had more access than ever before to the outside world, music, political views and wild cultural influences.
The 60s was very conservative. Definitely change was in the air.
The Whitlam government was also making the world of broadcast accessible to all groups, not just the youth, with the introduction of community radio licences.
I think there was a bit of antagonism by the commercials towards community radio stations.
In late 1974, a group of radio pioneers met with the ambition to create family-friendly radio.
The meeting was held at the Canberra Hotel, and the heart of it was to share the gospel around Brisbane.
It is pre-evangelism. Pre-evangelism is a major aspect of evangelism.
It was always the Christian message that would, in a quiet but definite way, challenge people to think about Christian values.
Really, that was the beginning of family radio.
With nothing more than a shoestring budget, God provided in abundance.
The exciter is the part of the transmitter that actually generates the signal. And so when I spoke to this guy, he says, "Hey, I've got 2 under the bench here that nobody knows I've got. You could probably take them." So I thought just taking them wasn't quite the right way to start a Christian radio station, and management said, "How about £1 each? Tell me if God's hand was in that."
And Family Radio Brisbane was born. Those early days were not without trouble, problems and challenges.
For 14 years, they've battled bureaucracies and a succession of governments in their fight for a spot on the FM dial. Now this group of community-conscious Christians have been told they aren't fit and proper people to hold a licence to broadcast.
Well, this is where they've smashed in. They've punched the lock out of the door here and gained access to the main transmitter room.
They took what's called the exciter, the brains of the transmitter, and to make sure, they even stole the aerial.
Let's go! Saddle up your horses, we got a trail to blaze.
After years of test transmissions, multiple frequencies, temporary studios and countless volunteers, there was a small glimmer of hope.
The bitter battle for a Brisbane community radio station is over, with Family Radio snaring the licence.
Family FM 92.1.
December 1997, Family Radio was given a full-time temporary aspirational licence on a brand new frequency, 96.5.
So will we just be hearing hymns?
That is a general perception of what Christian music is about. We play a mix of contemporary and Christian music.
When you try your best but you don't succeed.
In 2001, 96.5 was blessed with its own permanent, full-time community radio licence, now able to serve the city 24/7, confident in the future.
That was the big goal. When are we going to get a licence?
When I heard it come through, I thought then would have been at last.
Throughout the years, Family Radio has fed the masses,
We're excited. We think it's great for our listeners and great for the city.
inspired kids in schools,
Did you learn some good stuff?
I learned that it's okay to be yourself and that you are awesome.
and continues to make a personal difference in the lives of families all over the city.
I feel awesome. Like, it just means the world to us.
Tears. There's just tears.
Thank you so much. You have no idea what this means to us.
From the old caravan, the Bible College, the Milton Studios, to the current home at Alderley, the heartbeat of family radio has never stopped. 40 years, one vision, one lasting legacy.
Touch the sky, women nation.